There was a time when Prince William and Prince Harry were inseparable, bound together not just by blood but by trauma. As young boys, they walked side by side behind Princess Diana's coffin, carrying the grief of an entire nation while hiding their own heartbreak. For years, they promised to face the world together, their bond admired as the future of a modern monarchy. William was the serious heir, Harry the cheekier, spare, and together they balanced one another. Yet, as the years passed, that balance began to crack. Responsibilities, marriages, and the pressures of royal duty started to wedge them apart. The brothers, once united against the press, now found themselves pulled into different directions, William into the steady path of duty, Harry into the search for freedom. Their story, once about closeness, is now told as a tale of estrangement. From childhood, William and Harry were shaped by roles they never chose. William was the heir, his life charted from birth, with expectations to one day carry the monarchy. Harry, meanwhile, lived in William's shadow, often jokingly referred to as the spare. At first, Harry embraced the freedom, less pressure, more space to find his identity. But as William's responsibilities grew, Harry's role seemed smaller and smaller. The very system that was supposed to unite them instead carved out their destinies, William bound to duty, Harry bound to irrelevance. This imbalance simmered quietly for years, until adulthood made the differences impossible to ignore. What was once brotherly banter above there and spare became an unspoken resentment, fuel for the rift that was to come. The true turning point in their relationship came when Meghan Markle entered Harry's life. William, protective and cautious by nature, reportedly advised Harry to slow down, to give the relationship time. Harry, already deeply in love, saw this not as concern but as criticism. He interpreted William's words as skepticism toward Meghan herself. From that moment, tension began to grow. The media made things worse, feeding the narrative of a rivalry between Kate and Meghan. Two duchesses compared relentlessly, every smile or frown turned into evidence of conflict. The brothers, caught in this narrative, began to align more with their wives than with each other. What should have been a time of celebration, Harry finding love, became instead the first crack in their bond. Harry and Meghan's wedding in 2018 was watched by millions around the world, but behind the fairy tale, tensions brewed. Reports surfaced of disagreements over traditions, the guest list, and even the infamous bridesmaid dress incident, which tabloids twisted into a battle between Kate and Meghan. Harry, already feeling his family wasn't fully supportive, interpreted the tensions as signs of disapproval. William, meanwhile, viewed Harry's rush into marriage as reckless. The event that should have symbolized unity became another point of division. It was not the wedding vows that stood out, but the whispers behind closed doors, hints that the bond between the brothers was unraveling faster than anyone expected. The years that followed saw the brothers move into different paths, William and Kate as the steady faces of the monarchy, and Harry and Meghan struggling to find their place within it. Tensions turned into separation as the couples operated increasingly apart. Behind palace doors, William was seen as the responsible heir, fulfilling duty, while Harry grew frustrated, feeling trapped and unsupported. The media's narrative of the perfect Cambridges versus the rebellious Sussexes fueled the divide. For William, Harry's choices felt reckless, jeopardizing the institution they were both raised to protect. For Harry, William seemed complicit in a system that refused to acknowledge his pain. The palace, once a home they shared, had become a fortress with walls dividing brother from brother. The world watched in shock when Harry and Meghan sat down with Oprah in 2021. They revealed struggles with racism, isolation, and mental health, laying bare grievances against the institution. For Harry, it was his chance to finally tell his side of the story. For William, the interview felt like betrayal, not only of the family but of the monarchy itself. His terse public response, "We are very much not a racist family," highlighted his fury and defensiveness. What had once been private pain was now global scandal. The interview didn't just widen the rift, it cemented it in public view, turning a private feud into one of the most scrutinized family conflicts of the century. The death of Prince Philip in 2021 brought William and Harry back together, if only briefly. Cameras captured them walking side by side, sparking hope of reconciliation. To the public, it looked like the beginning of healing. But insiders revealed a different story. Conversations were tense, polite but distant, and far from the warmth of old times. The silence between them spoke louder than words. The funeral that should have united them in grief only underscored how deep the cracks had become. Brothers in appearance, but strangers in reality. In 2023, Harry released Spare, a memoir that shocked the world with its raw honesty. He wrote about physical altercations with William, bitter arguments over Meghan, and years of feeling overshadowed. For William, the book was the ultimate betrayal, private arguments turned into global gossip, wounds displayed for millions to read. For Harry, it was liberation, his chance to reclaim his voice. But the cost was steep. Whatever trust remained between the brothers was shattered. The memoir didn't just reveal their fights, it froze them in history, making reconciliation seem even further away. Today, the brothers stand worlds apart. William in the UK, preparing for his future as king, and Harry in California, building a new life with Meghan and their children. They speak rarely, if at all. Friends of the family whisper that reconciliation is still possible. Blood, after all, is thicker than water. But others believe the damage is permanent, that too much has been said and too much trust has been broken. The tragedy is clear. The world once saw them as symbols of unity, but now they stand as the most painful fracture in the royal family. The rift between William and Harry is not just a story of two men, it is the story of a monarchy caught between tradition and change. William represents duty, silence, and the crown. Harry represents freedom, truth-telling, and rebellion. Their feud has changed how the world sees the Windsors, not as a family united, but as an institution divided by the very people meant to uphold it. Whether they reconcile or remain estranged, their legacy is already altered. On Cathay future strength of the monarchy, their brotherhood has become its deepest wound, a reminder that even princes are human, and even families of crowns can break.